Redskins lead the Kent State Golden Flashes 25-0. Still an entire half left of football. We toss it back upstairs for the first half round.
All right, thank you, Michael. And at the end of the first half, of course, it's 25-0, and Miami has really dominated, Ray. And it started right from the word go almost.
Yeah, they've just really dominated the line of scrimmage. They've been able to control and block not only well with their offensive line, but with the receivers. They've thrown a lot of key backs, which have sprung Dylan McCullough to a lot of big runs today. They haven't needed that passing game too much, because they've just been dominating the ball, beating Kent to the punch.
Boy, Dylan McCullough's had a terrific half, and let's take a look at those halftime highlights, because you got to start with him, don't you?
Absolutely. He's done a great job this first half.
All right, let's check out some of these highlights. Let's go with the statistics first, and then we'll go to some highlights. But here's the first half statistics of this game, and you'll clearly see that they are dominated by the Miami Redskins with 153 yards rushing and 222 yards total offense. And look at that figure, Ray, 35 yards total offense.
Well, they can't be very happy about that with Kent State. You know, they had over 360 yards in offense last week. The big thing is that freshman quarterback and the 4 turnovers. He just made some mistakes, and you can see them. They are kind of getting down a little bit. And I know Coach Corrigal is going to have to get them pumped back up in their locker room at halftime, because the thing you don't want to do is get your dauber down. 25 points is not an insurmountable lead, so you know maybe they can come back on that one.
Well, one thing is for sure, Jim Corrigal is the kind of coach that can get them all fired up, Ray. But I think he's going to have to stop at Dylan McCullough as we take a look at the first touchdown by McCullough.
Yeah, you got to deal with Dylan at this point, because he's just tearing you up, and you know they're also getting you all across the line, the whole front line. You know, they're just beating them to the punch. And what I'm surprised about really is Kent hasn't been that inspired. They haven't played inspired football yet. And Coach Corrigal considers himself a master motivator, and he works hard at that. And something went wrong today, because I don't think those kids were ready to come and take on Miami here today.
All right, let's check out those highlights of the first half. As first of all, we're going to see one of the key guys, and we've talked about him here already, Dylan McCullough.
Here he is. Doherty's bringing the ball back to him, breaking outside. What you're going to see is good blocks on the corner by the receiver up there. That's Henderson making a good block, springs it open. You got a touchdown.
All right, one thing for sure, the defense of Miami has taken over this football game, and this is a big play.
This is a real big play, a good pass rush, actually a missed block, and Holmes does a nice job of getting the safety in the end zone. Later on, he recovers a fumble. He's got 2 sacks. Kenyon Harper's got a couple of interceptions. That Miami defense is living up to the expectations. They're playing the way we thought they were going to.
And if Miami's defense can give the offense the football, they can put it in the end zone. And another touchdown by the Redskins, and that, of course, is Neil Doherty, the guy that's put a lot of the points on the board for the Miami Redskins today and run that offense. And Dylan is taking the ball from Neil Doherty, and it's been a pretty good first half for Miami, and a dominating first half. And your first half highlights a presentation of Radisson. So it's a good half of football for Miami. Kent State's going to have to go to the drawing board.
And I think they will come out, and they'll come out with a little fire in their eyes, and I think we'll see a better effort out of Kent State in the second half.
Yeah, if anybody can do it, Jim Corrigal can do it. He had fired them up last week against Youngstown State. The game wasn't over until the last 18 seconds.
That's right. They went into halftime trailing last week as well, so they know they can come back. They've done that before. Miami, they just got to keep doing the things that they've done, keep executing the running game, and maybe get a little rust off the passing game, but they want to continue to dominate that line of scrimmage. That's been the key for them in the first half.
This is the first of 6 Mid-American Conference football television telecasts, and next week we've got the Zips of the University of Akron at Bowling Green. That'll be the telecast next week, and hope you'll join us because Bowling Green, and they have dropped their first one, but they have certainly been a force in the Mid-American Conference in the last several years. Here's the rest of the games, as you will see that there are a half a dozen of them on the schedule this season to bring you Toledo at Miami, and Eastern Michigan at Ball State. You got Western, Eastern, or Akron, Toledo on November the 11th, and of course Central Michigan, Western Michigan at the end of the season. And the Michigans are going to really step up this year. I think you, of course, live up that way, and you know that your alma mater is going to have some competition if they want to go back to the Vegas Bowl.
Yeah, Central had a great year last year, won the Mid-American Conference Championship, and no one really expected them to last year, and no one expects much out of them this year, so don't count them out just yet. Western Michigan's got a good veteran ball team. Jay McDonough at quarterback, Jimmy Vaccaro at running back. They're going to have a good team. New coach at Eastern Michigan, and they put up 49 points against Akron last week. So the Michigan teams in this league, I kind of like them. I wonder why, but no, I really do. I think they got a chance. Bowling Green looks good. Toledo's got a great offense. This Miami team has a real good chance as well. Ball State beat Miami last week. I think you're going to have a great race in the Mid-American Conference this year.
A lot of contenders. All right, we're going to take a pause here and be back with the second half of today's game. But for the meantime, it's 25-0. Miami at the half. We'll be back with more of the action after this local timeout on the Mid-American Conference Football Network.